James Norris was a 24-year-old resident of San Francisco, California, and he traveled via airplane to Florida in early October of 1974. He flew overnight to Miami International Airport, and from there he met an associate, and they further traveled up to Crystal River in the Citrus County area. Mr. Norris's skeletal remains were found in April of 1976 in northern Dixie County off of US Highway 19. His skeletal remains stayed with FDLE, and in 2009, due to advancing DNA technology, we were able to send some of his bones off to University of North Texas in Fort Worth. It took a little over a year, and University of North Texas was able to get a DNA profile. It was not enough to put into CODIS, but it was enough that we could compare it against another sample. In doing so, we saw that you could also not just put on there found people that were unidentified, but people that were missing. And looking on there, we saw where James Norris was listed as going missing in Florida in the English area of Levy County in October of 1974. And in further research, we saw that he had a DNA profile available. Contacted California Department of Justice. They had the DNA profile available for Mr. Norris's 5 siblings and his mom. We requested that the California Department of Justice send University of North Texas the DNA profiles, and they did. And from that profile, we were able to confirm that the remains that we had at FDLE were of Mr. Norris. Once we got the DNA identified is when us and the Dixie County Sheriff's Office coordinated with the Fairfield, California Police Department to notify Mr. Norris's next of kin. They were able to provide us with the names of who Mr. Norris was here visiting, and that was very instrumental in helping us get started on this investigation. And also, I would say this is a case of the family that never gave up hope. They were the first ones in Fairfield, California to put their DNA on file, and if they had not taken those actions to put their DNA on file, we would never have been able to get Mr. Norris identified. This case is important. It is Dixie County Sheriff's Office oldest unsolved homicide. We're working for the family of Mr. Norris so they could find out what happened to their loved one. That yes, he was here to do something illegal, but that doesn't mean that you get robbed and murdered. And even though it's been 50 years, we do have persons of interest, and they should be held accountable for their actions, even if it is 50 years later. If you have information, you can contact FDLE. It could be the slightest bit, because over the years that we have investigated this, we have gotten a lot of pieces of the puzzle. Obviously, we need more, and someone could be holding a piece of the puzzle that they may not realize where that fits into the big picture. If you were familiar with Miami in October 1974 and the Crystal River, Citrus County area in 1974, or around the Steinhatchee area, the Teno area in 1974, you may be aware of a piece of information that could be very critical to us in solving this case.